Very good morning, students. For this lecturing video session, I am going to solve a problem from the forces in space, which is nothing but the three dimensions. Right. So let me just read out the question first and make you understand what has been given here and what needs to be found from the given question. Right. A metal guy rope tied to a peg at the point P as shown in figure keeps an electric post in equilibrium. The force in the guy rope is 1.25 kilonewton. Find the components of the force at P and the angles of inclination of the force with the three rectangular axes. Right. So this is the pole, this is the electric pole which is being tied with the guy rope or guy wire. At P, right, now the force which acts from P to Q you need to find. That means which is already given here. That is 1.25. That's the tensile force which is already given here, P to Q, which has been given. Right. And so this problem needs to be solved in the vector approach method. Fine. So given data, the tensile force which is given. So as I told you in the introduction video, where there is a rope or guy wire or string or rod or a bar which is tied, the force will act outwards away from that point. Here, look at here. Here it is mentioned that the P, point P. So we will have to consider the from P to Q. So the tensile force act in this manner. So this can be written as TPQ. So TPQ is given as 1.25 kilonewton. To find, what to find? Look at here, the angle of inclination of the forces. Since it is 3D, the particle of space is defined in X direction, Y direction and Z direction. So three axes. So therefore three angles would be there. So theta X, theta Y and theta Z. These are the three things which we need to find out from this question. Right. Then start with the solution. To proceed, we need to know the coordinates of that particular point. So the coordinates in the sense how much it is located from the x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. So now the coordinates of point P as coordinate point for P as it should be in x, y, z format. It could be x, y and z format. Look at here. Now I am just going to explain how to find the coordinates. Look at here this P. How far it is located from the origin. From the origin. So it should be measured from the origin. Got it? Along all the axes X, Y, Z. Though this is the origin. Right. How far it is located in X axis, Y axis and Z axis we need to find. Right. So now look at here. This is axis, right? Let me just draw a diagram for your better understanding. So this is plus x, this is plus y and this is plus z. If the axis moves in this direction, this could be minus z. If this y axis moves from the origin below, this would be minus y. If it goes beyond this x axis, this could be minus x. Now look at here, this is positive x and this could be minus z. Sorry, this is positive z, this is minus z. Suppose the axis goes here, this could be minus y. If this is positive x, then this could be minus x. So this is what I just mentioned in this manner. Because here the topic is in 3D. Right. So this is the origin. So in order to locate this axis from the origin, how far it is located in x-axis? Look at here, it is 6 meter. So this is x-axis from origin to this x-axis is 6 meter. So which can be mentioned as, for x it is 6, comma. Then what about y? It is on the ground, so therefore there is no y-axis. Therefore it can be considered as 0, right? And how far it is located from the origin in z-axis? Look at here, it is 2 meter. This is z-axis, right? Look at here, 2 meter, but it in minus z-axis. So the value should be mentioned here as minus 2. Got it? Then next, the coordinates for Q, point Q. How far it is located from the origin in x-axis? So there is no x-axis, so this can be mentioned as 0. And how far it is from the origin in y direction? It is 10 meter from the origin. This Q is position or located, right? So that is in positive y, so 10. Is there any axis distance for Q? Nothing. So it can be mentioned as 0. So these are the coordinates for point P and Q. Then what is force vector, by the way? Force vector, right? Here I consider T, that is tension. So let me just mention here, there's a tensile force in terms of T. So T vector from where to where? P to Q, the tension is acting. So TPQ equal to magnitude of TPQ force into lambda of PQ. Lambda is nothing but the unit vector, right? So which is equal to, so lambda PQ can be written as, this is TPQ into lambda PQ can be written as PQ vector by modulus of PQ vector, right? Fine. So the PQ can be written as Q vector minus P vector. So remember this, right? So let me just substitute those values here, and if you want to just elaborate in a detailed manner, right? So let me just take this as x1, and this as y1, and this as z1. And this as x2, y2 and z2. The formula could be TPQ into x2 minus x1 in which direction? X direction, so I component, plus y2 minus y1 in for the j component, y direction, so j component, plus z2 minus z1 in z direction, so k component, divided by root of x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square plus z2 minus z1 the whole square. Now substitute all these values. Substitute all these values. So TPQ is already given as 1.25 kilonewton, which is equal to 1.25 into, what is the x2 value? X2 value is 0. 0 minus x1 is 6i, plus y2 is 10, y1 is 0, j component, plus z2 minus z1, z2 is 0 minus of 2 in k component, divided by root of 0 minus 6 the whole square plus 10 minus 0 the whole square, that is x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, z2 minus z1, right, which is already here, plus 0 plus 2 the whole square, which can be written as 1.25 into, that is minus 6i plus 10j plus 2k divided by root of 6 square is 36 plus 10 square is 100, 2 square is 4, which can be written as 1.25 into minus 6i plus 10j plus 2k. The sum of this 36 plus 100 plus 4, which would be root of 140, right? Root of 140, if you just input or feed the values in your calculator, you will get 11.83. Got it? Now just divide each and everything, that is minus 6, that is the ijk component with 11.83. If you just do so, you will get 1.25 into minus 0.51 I vector plus, if you just divide 10 by 11.83, you will get 0.85 j plus, if you divide 2 by 11.83, you will get 0.17 k. Right? You just multiply with 1.25 for the ijk components, which would be, so 1.25 into 0.51, which could be minus 0.63 I plus 1.25 into 0.85, which would be 1.06 j. If you just multiply 1.25 with 0.17, it would be 0.213 k. So that means T vector PQ is in this format. Got it? Since there is no sufficient space here, let me just wipe off this diagram. So we have arrived this value, this force vector, that is a tensile force TPQ is in this format. To check, that means it is in the format of, you remember this, the format, f vector equal to f of xi plus f of yj plus f of zk. Now it is in this format. So in place of f of x, what is there? 0.63. So f of x is equal to minus 0.63. What is the unit here? It is mentioned as kilonewton. So this could be kilonewton. Come on. F of y equal to, the value here it is a j component as 1.06. So 1.06 kilonewton. Come on. Then what about f of z? F of z is 0.213. F of z equal to 0.213 kilonewton. Is it clear? Right. To check, suppose to want to check this, the magnitude of force vector, the magnitude of force, that is F or modulus of F vector equal to root of f of x square plus f of y square plus f of z square, which is equal to root of f of x is 0.63 square plus f of y is 1.06 square plus f of z is 0.213 square. If you do so, you will get the value 1.25 kilonewton. That is F. So if you get 1.25, so you have proceeded in a right manner and arrived the value f of x, f of y, f of z in a correct value. If you have not got this 1.25, then you would have encountered some mistakes in this problem. Got it? Next, we need to find the angles, that is the inclination in x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. Right? So, the formula for f of x equal to f into cos theta x. So, which can be written as cos theta x equal to f of x by f. So, theta x is equal to cos inverse of f of x by f. Similarly, for theta y, it is cos inverse of f of y by f. For theta z, it could be cos inverse of f of z by f. So, now I am going to substitute that value. Cos is equal to theta x is equal to cos inverse of f of x. F of x is minus 0.63 divided by f value is 1.25. 1.25. If you just input this value in your calculator, you will get 120.3 degree. Got it? So, next, theta y. Theta y is equal to cos inverse of f of y by f. F of y is 1.06. 1.06 divided by f value is 1.25. 1.25. If you just feed the value in your calculator, you will get roughly 32 degree. Got it? Next, theta z. Theta z is equal to cos inverse of f of y by f. So, cos inverse of f of z is 0.213 divided by f. F value is 1.25. 1.25. Which would be roughly 80.3 degree. Got it? So, in this question it is asked the angle of inclination of the forces with three rectangular axes, which has been arrayed, theta x, theta y and theta z. Whether the angle which I have found for theta x, theta y and theta z are correct or not, how would I know? To check that, there is a formula. Cos square theta x plus cos square theta y plus cos square theta z is equal to 1. If you just feed these values, that is cos square theta x value is 120.3 plus cos square theta y value is 32 plus cos square theta z value is 80.3 equal to 1. If you just feed these values in your calculator, you will get 1 equal to 1. In place of 1, if you get in the left hand side, if you got 2 or 3 or 0.5 or whatever, then it is wrong. So, this is to check the angles and this is to check the magnitude of force. Got it? So, this is how you have to proceed when such problem is asked by using the vector approach. Hope you have all understood how to proceed this kind of problem. Thank you.